So these are tiny little places that you can do some magic in. All right, next one, fast one, bathroom countertop. Okay, I have some clients, they definitely need to have certain things on that. I use that all the time. It's hard to get people to come out of their, habits, that's for sure. But if you can open up a drawer and you can have the top drawer become the things that you use all the time, you can pull a lot of that stuff off of your countertop. And that is going to serve in a lot of ways. It's going to allow your nervous system to feel calm. Your mind will feel calm. If you don't have a lot of stuff to look at, your brain doesn't have to work very hard. So I'm always trying to get people to take more things off of the countertop so you have less. So it's peaceful. Put a plant, put something that's inspiring, but don't have just all your makeup on the top. Don't just have everything everywhere. Really try to utilize your drawers. And again, get the structure going. The structure is going to help immensely so that things are just not in there willy-nilly and without organization. Again, back to how the pantry feels. If you don't know where things live, you don't know where to put it, and it just is bleh. You spend a lot of time looking for things. It's not great. So that's going to give you a really wonderful experience. You wake up in the morning, your bathroom counter's cleared. You're going, oh, that's nice. That feels good. And then you come down, you make some breakfast in your pantries, and you, oh, that feels nice too. So these are tiny little places that you can do some magic in. It doesn't have to be a whole house situation. I can assure you, as you create these spots in your home, you're going to start feeling motivated because you're going to start developing some momentum inside of this desire to be more organized, less cluttered. And those are two different things. Clutter versus organization. Clutter is when you have an exorbitant amount. I mean, exorbitant is all in the eye of the beholder, of course. But clutter is when it's not necessarily organized. It's a lot of inventory, so to speak. Whereas organized, and so clutter, you want to declutter. You want to minimize your inventory in your home. Like, do you have 7 spatulas? Do you need 7 spatulas? Probably not. So I want you to really start asking yourself, like, oh, what am I reaching past to get to? Or what mug am I looking for in the dishwasher? Because that's the one I really like. If you know you have favorites, peel off the ones that you don't like or use. Have a family meeting and say, I think we can do with 12 mugs in the house. How does everyone feel about that? Pick your favorite. We're going down. And if you can have less, it's not going to feel so crowded. It's not going to be so irritating to have to clean all of those. It's just have less. That's all I can say. Have less. It's going to serve. And how about this? Even if you're starting to feel like, oh, I don't want to give these up. How about you put some in a box and we put them out in the garage or in the basement and see how it feels to live with less. I'm not going to say get rid of everything. Although as you start to recognize the benefits of living with less around you, you might actually come to that place of, yeah, all right, I'll get rid of the chipped Santa mug that I've had since I was 12. And if you really can't let go of it, maybe take a picture of it. Maybe that will help so that you know that you still have it in memory. Maybe that will allow the attachment strings to let go a little bit. So give it a shot. Everything's an experiment. And that's what I want to say. We're not pouring anything into concrete. If you really want the mugs back, you just trot on down and pick them up and bring them back up. But this is to see how your body feels, how your brain feels, how your relationship feels with less stuff around it. I work with a lot of clients who struggle with how their partner is interacting with clutter. Maybe one of them has more clutter than the other. Maybe they're really at some pretty serious friction places because of that difference. You can change it. You can change it. I wrote a book, Clutter in Couples, and it's all about this. It's all about how clutter impacts relationships. And I have a bunch of wonderful, helpful tools that will allow you to start to understand really what clutter is doing to your body, your mind, your relationship, and real solid strategies on how to change that and solve those problems that are coming up. I'm very, very big on learning some new communication tools with your partner. If you are interested, definitely go check out this video. It's all about this wonderful communication tool that I really, really think is the bomb. It's worthy of knowing. Okay, last but not least, the last one that I would recommend that you do some work on, your bedside table. If it's full of books, who knows what it's full of, honestly. If it's just overflowing and you don't have any space to put down a drink or your book, or just let's have it be less. I want you to sweep all the things off the top of it, and I want you to make conscious choice of maybe having 3 items that go back on it. And then I want you to open the drawers, and I want you to purge out what no longer needs to live there. Are there dirty tissues? Are there pills that have just randomly spilled? Is there a ton of books that you haven't looked at in years, but this is just taking space because that was an intention? Take all the books, see what you can get rid of first. That's always the first step, y'all. See what can leave. You might say, you know what? I don't need this. I don't need this pregnancy book because my kids are now 4 and 5. So that can go. You can jettison that out and see what you are going to say goodbye to in your life, not just right in this zone. We're going to release this to the thrift store, or you can go and try and sell it on eBay. You can make some money clearing out your house with clutter. So I want you to take all the things out and see what you feel compelled to put back in. And again, you know it, put some structure in some of those drawers. Allow yourself to have your little lip stuff, your earbuds, your earplugs, whatever you got in there. But I want you to have some structure so that you can easily find it and you know where it easily goes, so it's not this jumble of mess. Don't do that to yourself. Be kind to your future self. Give yourself some organization. Okay, that's the last one. And these are the 5 that I think are really, really big heavy hitters. They're going to impact how you feel. And start there. Just go down the list. This is 5 weeks of work. And you could probably, some of them are going to take a little longer than others. Obviously, the pantry took 8 hours, but maybe you can get some help. Maybe you and your partner can do it together, and that would be great. It is always a really good idea to get people who live in the house involved in the organization so that they have some investment in keeping it that way and learning how to do it. A lot of kids don't understand what categories are, so teach them. Give them a really great understanding about how to categorize bigger topics in their life. Okay, Barbies go into this box. Not just dolls, but Barbies. And so help them. They don't know. I've worked with a lot of kids and they go, oh, that's fun. So it's a really great tool, and it's going to help them for the rest of their life as they start to, map out the world. Like, oh, okay, I understand now. That goes there. And label everything. Label, label, label. I have a great labeler that I love. I'm going to put that in the show notes too. All right. I wish you the best. Consider picking up my book. Honestly, it's going to help. It's a workbook almost. It's beautiful action items at the end of every chapter. And it's got some really good questions to find out what's really going on inside of you. Why are you holding all this stuff? How did this happen? How can we change it? Check it out. All right. I'm Colette Roy, Clutter and Couples. Like and subscribe if you want. I'd love to have you.